As we get closer to the moment, you can see these fences in the background. Some of that is a result of January 6th. Some of it's a result of just general security here for the inaugural in Washington, D.C. But if you're in the center part of the city, you can't go anywhere without bumping into one of these fences or hitting a concrete barrier. I mean, it's really everywhere as they take a right-hand turn and will enter the east steps of the Capitol there. Martha, a moment ago in Emancipation Hall where I'm sitting, we're going to have about 1,300 to 1,500 people in here, and we're told there'll be standing room as well. So what the actual number is, it's a bit hard to say, but Rudy Giuliani's image just came up on the monitor, and some folks reacted to that here. And when they see Trump on that monitor, well, they let out quite the roar. But you guys were just talking about unity. Joe Biden mentioned unity or unified 11 times in his speech in 2021, and we can debate how far he took that message during his presidency. And I just wonder what Trump does with that, Martha, because he has started to make inroads with some Democratic politicians that would not be on everyone's bingo card. And I'm talking about people like John Fetterman. And I'm talking about like the nomination of people like Robert Kennedy. And, you know, can he effectively cross the aisle? And if he can take a real slim Republican majority and do a lot of things with it, Martha.
Well, I think you're right about that. And I think that the president this time around, I think he wants people to like him. I think it bothered him in the first 4 years that he met so much resistance and opposition, which turned into, impeachment efforts and all the rest. But I think about him chatting at Jimmy Carter's funeral with President Obama. And I think that he may be in a moment where he wants to win everyone over. And we saw what happened on November 5th. We saw that movement across the country towards a more conservative nation in little bits and sections, and Latino voters and black voters and young voters. So I think he wants them all at this point. And I think that you have 10 senators who are Democrat senators in states where Trump won. And watch those individuals in Arizona, in Georgia, in Michigan, in Pennsylvania, because they understand what the voters wanted. And I think in this speech, you're going to hear about a revolution of common sense is what we're learning, will be a theme in this speech. I think it's an interesting term. And I think he wants to be liked across the country
Mary,
again.
Before you do that, I just need to point out to people here, we have Donald Trump entering the building, just so we can watch this with our viewers here as they get the shot from inside.
Good morning, sir. How are you this morning?
Good morning. Thank you.
President Trump, how do you feel? President Biden?
Well,
All right, so we had that moment. We have Elon Musk there. Let me hand it over to you, Brett, for a couple of comments.
Well, just talking to people who know President-elect Trump well, they see a difference in him. They see a man who is different in his own skin, different in confidence, different in how he interacts with people. He's having more fun, the people who know him best. And I think that that's sort of what you're seeing, the result of some of this. And I think some of this speech is going to reflect that different attitude. To Martha's point, the theme of common sense, of bringing people together. The Inauguration Day, every time, it's a turning of the page, and there's this mixture of excitement and trepidation. I think it's excitement, mostly, in this group.
Mary, go ahead.
I just add one quick thing, that I think that Donald Trump has definitely come to believe that the Lord spared him for a reason and a purpose. And I think that feeling was not around in his first term. And obviously because he dodged a bullet, literally, and I've heard him say it many times. I've heard him say, he said it to me, he said it to others, he said it publicly. Wouldn't be surprised if it showed up in his speech one way or another. But he believes that. I think God has entered his heart in a way that was not necessarily the case during his first term.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President-elect's cabinet and cabinet-level designees.